Hi everyone, this is Mr. Zirkle and this video is about ecosystem services. Our last video was on biodiversity, the variety of life on Earth. At the end of the video, we spoke briefly about biodiversity hotspots, those locations where scientists believe we need to concentrate our efforts to ensure that the ecosystems remain healthy and diverse. But why? Why is biodiversity important to us as human beings? Why should we care? I want you to pause the video for a second and think about that question. Why should we care? Try to think of some reasons why we should be preserving the diversity of life that currently exists on Earth. So go ahead and do that now. Okay, so what did you come up with? Chances are your answers fall under a term called ecosystem services. Ecosystem services are natural services provided by healthy ecosystems that support life and human economies. They provide things to us at no cost. We just have to make sure that the ecosystems stay healthy so that they can do this. Now, there are four categories of natural services. There are provisioning services, supporting services, regulating services, and cultural services. We'll go through each of these categories briefly to give you an idea of what they mean. The first category is provisioning services. Provisions are goods that are produced by ecosystems that can be used by humans. Raw materials such as lumber, biofuels, and fibers or furs come from wild or cultivated plants and animal species. Virtually all ecosystems provide the conditions necessary for growing, collecting, hunting, or harvesting food. Natural ecosystems also provide medicinal resources such as a wide variety of plants and mushrooms, which offer effective cures for many kinds of health problems. They're used in popular or traditional medicine and for developing pharmaceuticals. Of the top 150 prescription drugs that are sold in the United States, about 70% come from natural sources. Ecosystems also play a vital role in providing the flow and storage of fresh water, which is used for drinking, agriculture, and other things. Fresh water that is accessible by humans accounts for less than 1% of all water on Earth. Therefore, it's an important resource. And if you don't have water, it means you don't have life. One last thing about provisioning services, although they can be traded commercially, in many regions, rural households depend directly on provisioning services for their livelihoods, meaning they depend on things such as crops and lumber to survive. The second category is regulating services. These are natural services that help maintain the quality of the environment. They are often invisible and therefore mostly taken for granted. When they're damaged, the resulting losses can be substantial and difficult to restore. For example, ecosystems influence the local climate and air quality. Trees provide shade, while forests influence rainfall and water availability both locally and regionally. Trees or other plants also play an important role in regulating air quality by removing pollutants from the atmosphere. Ecosystems also regulate the global climate by storing greenhouse gases. For example, as trees grow, they remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and effectively lock it away in their tissues. Another service they provide is moderation of extreme events. Ecosystems create buffers against natural disasters and reduce damage from floods, storms, tsunamis, avalanches, landslides, and droughts. Ecosystems such as wetlands filter out pollutants and decompose waste through the biological activity of microorganisms. And finally, let me go back. Finally, insects and wind pollinate plants and trees, which is essential for the development of fruits, vegetables, and seeds. Pollinators such as bees, birds, and bats affect 35% of the world's crop production, and they increase outputs by about 75%. The third category of ecosystem services is supporting services. These are natural services which are essential for all other ecosystem services. For example, ecosystems provide living spaces for plants and animals. They also help conserve genetic diversity, which, as we spoke about previously, helps provides a means of coping with stress. Additionally, the cycling of nutrients provides a means of allowing certain nutrients such as carbon and nitrogen to be reused over and over again. The final category of ecosystem services is cultural services. These are natural services which have non-material benefits to humans. For example, nature-based opportunities for recreation play an important role in maintaining mental and physical health. For instance, walking and playing sports in parks and urban green spaces. Enjoyment of nature attracts millions of travelers worldwide. This cultural ecosystem service includes both benefits to visitors and income opportunities for nature tourism companies. Nature is a common element in most major religions. Natural heritage, a spiritual sense of belonging, traditional knowledge, and associated customs are important for creating a sense of belonging. All of these things that we've talked about in this video are examples of ecosystem services. It should be obvious that because ecosystems provide all of these services to us free of charge, that it's extremely important to conserve and protect what we currently have. We'll go more in depth with some of these ecosystem services as we move through the course, and by the end, you should be definitely able to list some ecosystem services for things like forests. Okay, well, that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.